Hello, good evening to you. Is YAA Russell having some technical issues? Welcome to Reflections for a Thirsty Soul page. I have with me Ama Joe Adamson and Mrs. Boatema. I believe she's gone backstage or something must be going on. Oh, okay, there she is. What happened?
I vanished. I was going to share the the Facebook Live, yeah, and then I found out I was complete.
It's still here. I hear her.
Okay.
Oh, I wasn't hearing
It must
that.
be from your end then.
Mm-hmm.
I can't
Because
hear
I can hear
anything.
Do I have to go in and come back?
Maybe it's your
Auntie,
turn.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Hear you.
I'm gonna go and come back.
Okay.
So I started the introductions, but you can continue. When I came back, I realized, oh, where's YAA?
Okay, so I don't know where you were at, but today
I introduced YAA. I introduced Ama, and then I mentioned your name that you'd probably be back in a jiffy.
Okay, so I'm back.
We keep disappearing today.
Right.
Network issues, dear. Yeah.
Okay, so as we do always, for that, the author of Reflections for a Thirsty Soul and The Beauty of a Woman's Heart is going to read something from Reflections, just a little bit.
Yeah.
And we'll start discussing it just a little bit, and then we'll go on to the topic for today in The Beauty of a Woman's Heart, and we'll mention that when we start. So, Auntie, you can go on. Yeah.
Today from Reflections, we are reading from page 75. It says, He will be our peace. Micah 5:5. Life seems so rushed and chaotic. What are we all trying to accomplish? Can we do it all, or are we willing to let some things go? Do you find your mind wearing and churning out a list of thousands of things you need to do? The result of this hectic pace is a loss of peace. What is peace, you say, when I have important things to do? So I'll leave it there. Sharing?
Yeah. What is peace? Peace is very important, I'd say. For me, when sometimes I get into this chaotic, sometimes it's not physical, sometimes it's in my mind, thinking about all kinds of things. And sometimes I can't even really pinpoint what it is. I feel overwhelmed. I don't know. I have to actually sit down and take accounts. I guess that's the right word, of whatever thing is hanging on top of me, or things that are pending that are in my subconscious mind that are bugging me, and see how to prioritize what things are important, which things are not, which things nobody will die if I don't do them. And then we go from there. But most of these times, I forget to turn to God and ask Him for guidance. And I get really deep into this chaotic thing before I remember to do that. I don't know why I do that to myself, because every time, like, I let him take over and I take it easy and do what I can, I get a certain peace that I can't really explain. But every time I have to go through that process. I don't know why. I'm a Joe.
You
How about
explained
you?
yours very well. Peace. Um, what is peace to me? Peace to peace to me is me. I mean, handling my issues the way best I know how, and
But do you go
and try
through
to.
like these chaotic times too?
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't? Everybody does.
Well,
Yeah, everybody does. We all have a different way of solving our issues
handling it.
when it
Hmm.
comes to when it comes to our chaotic times and all that. But when it comes to peace, it, it's just the way you handle issues for you
Right.
to have that peace, right?
Mhm.
Because at times you might be playing the peace role.
Hello, Aisha.
Hello.
Welcome.
Why do I always pull my tongue out? What is that?
I don't know. You tell us.
Maybe that is your peace.
Maybe.
Because at
Hmm.
times you might be doing things to see that I want peace, but then to others it might not be that peace that you want with them. Yeah,
Hmm.
and as it's not happening and you are forcing it will escalate and bring a whole lot of issues or different things altogether. So peace is actually handled the way we want it to, in our own in our own various ways, I would
Right.
say. Mhm.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
finished. Yes.
You're done?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So today our topic from the beauty of a woman's heart is discouragement, a bitter pill. And it's on page 127. If you have your
Mhm.
books, turn to page
Yeah.
127 and let's go. Okay. When you're feeling discouraged, but there's no one to turn to, it is hard to trust anyone these days. Who is that person who has the maturity to handle you sharing your heart with them and not use it against you later? Okay, I will stop right there and I will go to the first reflection before we get into
Mhm.
um, the actual stuff in the paragraph, because it looks like there
Right.
is it's a short one but it's kind of loaded. So the first
Yeah.
reflection is, how do you handle discouragement? Amma,
Mhm.
can you tell us how
Uh,
you handle discouragement? Or you're never
uh,
discouraged?
I am most of the time discouraged, but I don't trust people and I don't put my hope on people. So any discourage is actually from me and not the other person.
Okay.
Do you got it? It's like I have
You have to.
disappointed myself in a way. No, I shouldn't have gone that way. Then I'm discouraged. But when it comes to people, I won't say it's discouraged, but I would say it's disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
I feel disappointed on people, but discouraging, I don't care. I ignore. So if I feel you discourage me or whatever, I will just ignore it. So in my part, I would say I feel more disappointed on the others, but in myself, I feel discouraged. There's something I could have handled in a different way like that.
So
I would
you're
say
saying that, like, when you get disappointed at people, you don't let It's to discourage you from.
Because I don't trust them to begin with. So my hope is not going to be there. So if I get disappointed, for example, okay, I cook, I'm waiting for people to come. My chances is whether they are coming or not. That is because if I want, I will come. I won't come. So if I don't come to yours, don't make a big deal out of it. So you see me, are you getting the differences?
Yes,
But
I'm
some
getting
people
the
will make a
difference.
some people will make a big deal out of that. How come you didn't show up? I was expecting you. You see, and then if
Okay.
you didn't show up, it will be a big deal. But me on the other hand, if you don't come, fine, I don't care. Well, because if I want, I come. If I want, I come. If I don't want,
Auntie Ann,
Mm-hmm.
how about you? How do you handle it?
Well, this is what I know. Like, you can try very hard and be as positive a person as possible,
Right.
but life is life. So discouragements, they do come. But when they come, how do you handle it? So
Right.
the thing about it is, like, for me, it takes a few days. You think about it and go, what happened there? What's going on? This and that. But then you know too that if you allow yourself to go there, you'll go there and
Yep.
not come back.
Right.
So for me, it's like after a point in time, I tell myself that's human nature.
Yeah.
All of us, including myself, we're all fickle. So what else? What
Right.
else is new? So you keep going on. But the thing is, sometimes when these things happen to, there are lessons to be learned. So you just learn the lesson and apply it next time so that you don't get so
Yeah.
discouraged or so disappointed.
Okay.
so you
For
see,
me,
I've also given. Oh, sorry.
no,
It's
go
okay.
ahead.
Okay. I prepare one of my room for a lady that I was expecting to come live with me. She's a PDD person. So
Okay.
I try to gather informations and the routines that I have to take him with. I think I took like about 2 months preparing files because they kind of lay things that I'll be doing with him. So I tried to get myself prepared in all those things and was ready. The room was prepared. I sat my boys down, tell them what is going to be happening and all that. And they were all looking forward for that. Then after the interview and everything, they the parents of the lady actually said because my boys are three, the noise would be too much for her, so they couldn't make her come. But here's the thing: I took some time to make an provisions and arrangement for all that, right?
Yeah.
And to prepare my boys' mind that we'll be having such a person, and this is the thing for me to go through all that, and only for me to hear that, oh, because of the boys, unfortunately, she can't come. That was kind of very discouraging, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But I was maybe by the end of the day, I was hoping for it too much, maybe. So next time I wouldn't. So that was one of my biggest discouragement. I'm hoping and looking forward for it, but it didn't happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you ask yourself, you ask the question that, so didn't they, when you were doing the background information, didn't they know that you have three
Provide
kids
that.
to
Yeah.
use to make sure you got, do you get
Because
what I mean?
because they will come, they will access the place, see your resume, see your package, and all you have to see if you have what it takes before you go ahead and go through the interviews and all that. So for me to get check on this, check on that,
Yeah.
security places, blah blah blah. Are you capable? Blah blah blah. And in addition to the money involved was so good that I was okay, yeah, good, right? So I was prepared for it, and then boom, oh, she can't come because of this, and there isn't much you can do. All
Yeah.
that you were hoping for is out of the table. One of my biggest discouragement, but I just told myself, I think I was hoping for it too much.
No, I don't think
I
so. I
put the
think I
trust.
think you did the right thing.
Yeah.
Else, if you say you were hoping
Okay.
for it too much, it means that next time you're not going to be as prepared,
Hoping,
which is not
hoping
right.
for anything.
Yeah, it was
Uh,
their fault because they
Yeah.
knew
okay.
the
Yeah.
environment that the lady was coming into to begin with, right?
Yeah.
So they
Uh-huh.
should have done their
So
homework.
yeah.
So All you can do is,
hope for it next time, right? You get what I
Right.
mean? So
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was going to say that, yes, for me, my makeup is such that I feel things very intensely. Like, so, like when I'm in love, it's really intense. When I don't like someone, really intense. Everything I feel is very intense. And I found out recently that it's because of the day I was born, like the Scorpio thing. And I went to read it, and it was like perfect description. So I
okay.
know that I do that. So when I get disappointed,
Yeah.
I tend to get discouraged. But because now I know how I am made, I am able to put it in check so that someone's actions will not dictate my next reaction to somebody else, right? So I am careful, let's say, when it comes to friendship, and I get disappointed, or whatever relationship that I'm in, I just make sure that I don't get discouraged from, maybe you did something good for someone and it turned out sour. That doesn't mean I should never ever do good again. But if you're not careful, that's where it will lead you to, especially if like you feel things like I
Yeah.
feel. You might think you might not feel like actually doing it ever again. But I feel, as Auntie Yas said, it's good to learn your lessons, see how you can protect yourself, but not get discouraged from doing whatever you think was good in the first place that you wanted to do. Yeah. Does anybody have anything else to add before I go on?
Well, I wanted to talk about the part about who has the maturity to handle your sharing your heart with them and not
Yes.
using it against you.
Oh, I
These
thought I
days, it's
didn't read that.
very. Oh, I thought you did, Anna.
I know I marked to read
Yeah,
it second, but when I was reading, I think I read it. So. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, you did.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so it's almost like it's a good question to ask,
Yes.
especially these days. Like, what I found, and I'm speaking from experience.
Mm-hmm.
When you are friends with people and you share things with them, and then there's a falling out, then they think it is time to go talk about spreads. So there's no maturity there.
Yes.
Even with people in authority,
It's
it's yeah, it's very, it's very hard to keep the mouth shut. We always just there's very few people. I remember this example at work, say abrofonimuno. Like they'll tell you, oh, I'm telling you this, don't tell anybody something personal about themselves. And then I'm so good about keeping quiet. Then before long, I hear other people talking about it. And I'm like, okay, you came to me and you said I shouldn't tell people anything. I guess the story, like I only start talking about this when I hear it out because I don't want to be labeled with it that I'm the one who went to say this or
Right.
this or that,
Right.
So we saw ready. Leo and very enthusiastic partners. Oh, okay.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
so that's one of the things, like the
I
maturity.
am
Like if you're in
Virgo and
relationships, you
I'm
need to know, I'm coming. I'm a Joe Patron, me born me real. Like you need to know how, like when you're in relationships with people, there has to be the trust factor. And
Yes.
even if the relationship gets broken, you don't have to be so immature or childish to go blurt out the person's secrets. And yeah, Chrome for we are fond of that. We do
Oh,
that a lot.
and now it's even worse.
We do that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
thank you. And
Yeah.
Auntie, I was answering Sister Aisha. She said she's Leo, and I was saying I'm Virgo, and I'm just as it says I am.
Yeah. So
hello, Miss Babe. Mwah.
hi.
Hmm.
I didn't pull out my tongue. Um.
Hmm.
So in trying.
Thank you. And I mean, boy, just it's too much.
It
We
is,
don't know
and
how to keep secrets.
I have
Loyalty. Hmm.
loyalty. I have two people that I know I can trust because it's been years and they know stuff about me. And
Excuse me.
as friends, sometimes you get on each other's bad sides. And yeah, so far I haven't seen that. And I think it's just who you are, because when I was little, I remember when I had a fight with my sister, she would expect me to go and tell my mom things that she had done, but I don't, because I don't think it's proper to do that, even as little as I was back then. So it's surprising that people behave the way they do. And now I know, like, sometimes even lies. And now it's so bad that you can't even trust who you're having a conversation with, because now there are all sorts of apps that are recording conversations, and they will just bring it out for the whole world to hear. Like,
they are not friends in the first place.
what is that?
Yeah.
Maturity.
They were not friends. They were just lying. They were just lying to each other that they are friends. They were not friends.
Right.
I had it happen because there's this friend that as soon as something happened, or no, I miss it time, so I need time to rest near you. Then, who said me boost you and be that I don't get along with now, she's trying to become friends with that person. I'm like, oh wow, interesting. How childish can you get?
Yeah.
And okay, as we read on, we'll see. But a mature person that you can trust doesn't necessarily mean that you go to church with a person. You have to study whoever that you're friends with, because when I look at the common features in these two people, they are very open, transparent, and very non-judgmental, because they are kind of the opposite of me, but they never like judged me for whatever I did and I told them about it, or whatever crazy stuff that I did. They're non-judgmental. So when you're choosing friends, you need to know what values
or
to look out for.
Hi, Sean. We hear you.
Hi. Okay, bye. Hi and bye.
She hates when I do this.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
Awajo,
do you have someone like that in your life? Someone you can actually trust? A friend?
I don't know.
The way you're Owen and
Yeah,
it doesn't seem
I have one. I said I had two friends, okay, that I was so good at. But because of what one of them did, I didn't know how the future will be with the other one left for me. I pray we keep on as we are, but I can't say, because people change every day.
How does
right?
the other one affect this one?
You see, you just said that you tell yourself, if that whatever you do to the person shouldn't affect you, that you will not do that again.
Right.
But just yesterday I was having a conversation with a friend. She said something, and then after the conversation I was thinking, would I be able to do that again? Like, I don't think I'll be able to do that again.
Okay.
Because I feel like after helping my friend to get a husband, she and the husband team up against me, and I lost my friend. That is how I felt. So because of that, I don't think I will do it again to ask somebody else to lose that person.
Lesson learned.
That's it.
Yes, trust. I don't
Please
know,
share
but
when
for
you come
now,
on.
I'm
Share
in a
the
good
feed,
term
please.
with you. Yeah, but I believe people change, so I won't say completely trust. That doesn't mean you should trust me. Don't trust me. It's fine. Yes.
Okay.
I know my friend is watching. I know she's on the program and she'll be listening to me. But I told her, as I'm saying it, I know we were two good friends, but the way it is with you and I now, you and I will be as we are. I pray nothing comes between us like the way it has done to the other friend. But I don't think, I don't see any difference anyway. But my friend hasn't offended me in any way. And I think she also understands the way I'm saying it. I can also change too. So yeah, I don't think I trust anybody. I have problem with trust actually.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. To be trusted is a greater compliment than being loved.
Yeah.
Trust is
That's
huge.
deep.
Yeah. Well, then I'm lucky to have those two in my life.
Yeah, lucky you, yes.
I have to like
But
that.
if your mind prepared though, that disappointment can come at any time. And when it comes, embrace it.
Well,
that's life. I mean, it's just like saying that you've had a broken heartache, so you won't love again, or you won't put yourself out there. It means you won't enjoy it.
Yeah, and for
Right?
me, even the
No,
way
I will love with caution. With caution.
the way I look at it is that for myself, right? For my experience, like I've been through a lot to get to where I am right now. So
Right.
I'm very circumspect when it comes to, and I would not make that decision of going to pick somebody who's going to be like, so I have faith in them. I mean,
Right.
I have the utmost faith in them as they do in me,
Right.
because I've passed those. I mean, it's not to say that I know it all now, but I'm doing better in my 60s than I ever did in 50s, 40s, 30s. So it's got to
Right.
count for something. So
Right.
I'm not in the market for flimsy friendships or people who, know we been there, done that, over.
Yes. And
So
you know what to look out for too.
yes. Miss Sage says it is nice to have a few people you can trust. Sometimes you might come across a few people. Miss Sage.
I see a few people who with okra mouth.
Yeah, they're all there. They're in the equation. You just watch out. Yeah.
Yes. Well, if you know what you're watching out for, and you're not just
Hello,
making
Queen.
friends. Hi, Mamley.
Miss Yoko Godwin. Oh yeah, Jogbalo.
Yeah.
I'm sure she would say, Jogba, or am I lying?
Yeah, Jogba. I'm a Joe. What to do on crying, Ari?
Actually, that's one.
Oh, okay. Maybe
No.
Okay, then my bad, because maybe take trouble. I think you're right. Yeah, let me say it's almost time for me as well. Let's see.
We might as well go. Yeah.
We're back. Into us way.
Oh, okay. Ask the second one on our bay. Okay.
Mm,
So let's go on. We talk a lot, especially believers. Yeah, woo. What we do is actually what we do is actually sometimes different from what we loudly proclaim. When people recoil into their shells and refuse to come out or trust, they get labeled.
hey, Amaju, but your mute you home say your what?
Oh, sorry, ma'am.
I am getting tired of being uncomfortable about opening up or speaking my mind because it will be taken the wrong way or misunderstood. I am also a child of God. So now we're in church,
Yes.
and you think that that'll be our safety zone. Uh,
Yes, exactly.
how
So, this here, it's like I was in a situation where I was going through a lot of pain because for me, I don't know how to describe it to people, but minyame sum ehu hia me pa. Like I'm somebody I love the word of God. I read it, I do whatever. I'm not saying say I know it all, but that's my heart. Into when you are in an environment and then it's like things are not moving or you feel like you are stuck. Like, I sorry, but to be you don't get like I don't want to say so I said yeah, for obi and hunti yaba, but you have this bibi womu that you want to do something, you want to, but it's moving too slow because it's like there's a pace at which things should go. And
Mhm.
meanwhile, the day's time is also passing by.
Right,
Time is passing by. You can't hold people to ransom and say that you need to allow people to be or to grow. And but if you are sitting there and you are not growing, and then you are the one always wanting to push for things or speaking too much truth, it becomes a problem.
right.
So it wasn't easy. It was not easy. No,
Yeah.
you get labeled, and I mean, okay, yeah, it was.
Well, you'd think that um, the church will be a safety zone, and also that that's where truth will be. Like everybody would love
No,
truth.
no, I got into a lot of trouble for speaking truth. And the only way to educate people is to tell your truth.
Right.
Like I've said before, unfortunately, when you give the examples and the people who were in that group hear it, they may think, oh, she's out there bashing us. But it happened to me because the one time I was in a leaders' meeting and I was told all my sacrifices, having to wake up early at 5 o'clock, making sure I opened the Bible and actually prepared and came to speak. I was told that me, when I come on the prayer line, that's when I come and bash leaders in the church. And
Wow.
oh, yeah. And I'm like, oh, well, that day I cried. And then I remember being in another leaders meeting and we were talking about how people come to church and like if you're a man and you're married, don't come to church and be holding somebody's wife or this or that. And there was one person who was noted for doing those things, but it's like you were even being argued with that, oh, you can't talk about that. And we said, well,
Why?
there's young kids who are watching that, so we need to talk about it. That person, they were the one the next day they told somebody close to me that, oh, somebody cried yesterday. So, when you have leadership in a church where you
Wow.
can't say people are favored or people get away with whatever, like, oh no, this is how it is, we have to see a croc or nipa and yes almost mass so into the now there's too much, tone it down into this is what was going on. And I know can who be na me de feel honor like I
Mm-hmm.
Minyame sum ho hia me. I'd rather be somewhere where I have liberty and I'm by myself and I can do my thing than to be trapped in a place where you are viewed as a threat or you are a problem because you speak the truth, right?
Right.
So,
Right. And also, I thought that we come together so we can help each other grow. So if you're not able to
Mamle.
Favor
Why
based on who
can't you
pays
talk
what
about
I.
favor based on who pays more?
Very true. Very, very true. That's another point. Yeah. I was saying that in the Christian community, like, I thought we're supposed to help each other grow, and that's why we fellowship too, because you
No.
can easily do it alone.
Yeah. It's
But
not,
yeah,
it's very difficult because sometimes the rules are too many. Like, this is our church, this is the doctrine, we do this, we don't do that.
yeah,
Like, but what happened to let's just think about it, that somebody doesn't know they've come here. It's supposed to be a hospital for sick people. I shouldn't come there and be in pain and be crying. I come to church happy, then I leave sad. That shouldn't happen, right?
yeah.
So it's like, for me, and it's not this particular church, generally, what is going on in our country, I say, in my opinion, no, we have it all wrong, because
Right.
we are yentiasi, and we're applying it. Okay, like
Yeah.
on Tuesday I'll be talking about a bold spirit. And so I was in my kitchen and I'm walking and I'm like, hang on a minute. I'm trying to remember those scriptures on boldness. And I'm like, but all that is in the Bible. You're quite sorry, but then you see our people, media me to me in your way, media, like, what happened? There were bold people in the Bible.
Yes.
And if you say you're Christian, you need to stop. Why can't you also be bold? Bold does not mean going to insult people, does not mean going to kill people. Being bold, standing up for the truth, doing the right thing. Yes, Ro.
Well, because we're not reading the word.
Well, it's not being taught these days. It's not
Ah,
being taught.
it's not even being taught, and we ourselves too, we are not reading it.
Yes.
We just go, we
No.
listen to whatever
Yeah.
whoever has
Just,
to
I'm
say.
sorry, no. Obekono is like some places, there's no Sunday school. And, what you hear is the worship praises, now softly preaching. But are we taking the time ourselves, Berean Christians, so do we go and read and say, hey, obedu hwehwehwe nim no aye no ho piles ne hwan okofia no akoto Bible na twen na next Sunday wasan ba be repeating.
Right.
So
Not thinking that also for no so any paso. How do you know say no culture sermon no ntwitwa bia ni team kwa wa bomb pie.
So yes, we got the wrong big time. Too spiritual. I have not been to church for 2.5 years now, but I'm holier than the church mouse.
Thank you.
It's true. It's true. I think that is one thing that I took from my mom. She always said that, sorry, whatever the pastor says, come and check yourself. That's one thing that me did to me team. And also like me quite sorry for I look at what's going on and also software the vibe, because I believe I have a strong intuition and I trust it too, because so far it hasn't let me down. So
yeah,
I go with it nowadays. I didn't used to listen to it, but now I do.
Yeah.
So if I don't feel right about you, I mean,
it's gone.
Yeah. So we have to. I mean, it's like buying a machine and not knowing how to use it, but you say you won't read the manual. Like, it doesn't make any sense. The Bible is our manual. Nobody knows it.
A lot of people have a car. A lot of people have a car and they don't know how to drive it. Not here, back home, I mean. They have drivers, so they don't know how to drive.
They don't want to, though.
Hello, Adma. Welcome. Oh. My mom says, hey, I mean, teen crying. No.
Not for very you can read that.
I have to hear you saying it, then I will hear Hey,
Let's
easy.
hope we can read that.
I know,
Mamle,
easy.
Mamle Diako school.
You see how you the boss, no? Mamle, you the boss.
Yeah. Hold on. Speaking my mind and being taken the wrong way. So, being in such an environment means that you have to be ready to be labeled, or you conform and be like them.
Yeah, they put you in a box, and if
Yeah.
you don't want to be in the box, then you get out.
Because we don't let it.
Yes, I try, but how much you check your DM?
Hey, I tried.
Oh,
Oh, now I forget. But
Mommy, mommy, bring it on with your
let's.
crumble. And I see you be surprised. Bring it on. Message me. Bring more.
She said she has DM'd you.
she
So
said
go
she
and
has.
check.
You have to ask why.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you say, Amamle Godwin just wants us to twist our tongue. Ajua, Mamle Makame Takrama.
Okay. So yeah, what I wanted to add on that church thing is that the fact that you become a Christian
Oh,
and
okay. Here, or see, Aisha said, if a spiritual person preaches, you preach yourself. That's what she means.
oh, okay. Yeah, the fact that mhm, there's no perfect person, no matter what.
No.
Not your preacher, nobody is perfect. We are
Mhm.
all forcing to be like Jesus. It's hard, but we're
Amaju.
all
You see, Amaju, yeah,
Yes,
sorry.
ma'am.
I said, "No, okay, I'm just going to make one sentence. It
okay.
can twist us into a hole, but I'm just saying it, and let's come back on track.
Right.
This is what I say, right? In all my observations, Intina, me because this practical nyamisem that I do, me nyamisum kakra that I think I understand is what I come and talk about. Now, the way that we Ghana for no, yeah, look around you. So, what's your approach? Anybody watching this program, look at your environment, and then compare it to baby ayefino. Abrofo no omo wo ho no, nyamesom these principles. They apply it.
Yeah.
They apply it and they are wealthy. Some are, broadly, they know, they understand it. But yeah, no, where did we go wrong? We've, like we become so, media, and we are like, it's Pharisee-like behavior.
Yes.
Because judging people, say, oh, you can't do this, oh, you can't do that. Rules, no, but we don't develop. Media, mass, some of the first make us you chrome for if we were applying Yamisum, if Yamisum is a sign or a standard for determining a society's progress, and Ghana should be a first world country because
Yes.
who a Christopher map, you feel say, and we are so caught up in doctrines and and no, this is what this means, and this scripture means this, and we are trapping people and judging people with it. You can't do this because it's this. You're a bad woman. You're a bad wife because this is you are this. No, no. Oh, it's tiring. Like
It is.
Ghana, if Nyamesum pa na nka say Nyamesum di sika, no, we shouldn't be living in the filth in which we are right now. No, I'll say yes, ha ha ha. It's too much. That's a topic for another time. But hey,
Yeah. Okay. I will continue then. Why is it an issue if I speak the truth? I thought we're all about the truth, especially believers. So why do you get shunned for speaking the truth? This is not healthy for me. I have some serious thinking and decisions to make. Not everyone can handle this. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Discouragement has led people to fall away
From the faith.
from
Yeah.
the faith. Okay, I'll end there instead. And then we'll talk about
Yeah. Why hypocrite and share name. Look face.
look face.
I'm like clap for
Ooh,
yourself.
I love that look face. So first, Auntie, I want to know how come you went discouraged from the faith? Like all that happened, it was a lot and over a long period too.
Let me explain this to you.
Okay.
I have said, you know something, people will try to take things away from you. But I've said that no human being on this earth is going to take my faith away from me. No. It's like, to me, I won't allow you to. Yeah. It's not easy. It's not been easy. It's been very discouraging because you've been in two environments, and no matter what, the sacrifices that you make, pushing and all that, it becomes something else.
Yeah.
And just all around. It's very difficult. It's very it's very difficult. I keep scratching. And yet easy. And yet easy. Yeah. And I'm used to say, what else could stop a believer from honoring truth or honesty? Not these days. Yeah. We just don't. No, for me, it's like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Mikasa is like I'm the energy battery who keeps what can I say, going and going and never stops. There's some things you don't allow people to take away from you, and those they can discourage you. That people have walked away from the faith, but I just don't know how I've done it. But it's just that, like I said, I have a love for the word, so I'll do it. Says like, sorry, is different. It's not like what we know. But you have to make up for it yourself.
Right.
You need to, because to me, got now Ubronia so more there. There's so many problems. There are problems of a different level. And to say, DNA it's what's next in a house. I want like I know how I keep myself, going.
Right.
It's like because a lot of times too, they want to say, or call it, say, no, anyway, it's not for you to judge what I'm doing or not doing. Me that's so me thankfully.
Yeah. I think who mentioned said you love the word, and I think that's one of the foundations or what has also helped you, because when you have a relationship with God, then it becomes not about people. So whatever that people do, that is not God, doing that to you. But if you're, say, new in the faith, or you don't get in the word or don't get into a relationship with God, then it becomes about the pastor, actually.
Yes.
Because that's who you are seeing as God's representative. So whatever he does to you or she does to you, it becomes like God is doing to you, or but when you have a personal relationship with God, as you do, you read your Bible, you know that it's not about the church or the pastor per se. They're just people that God is using. Then it becomes a bit easy. Although, yes, it's still painful. And it's still very painful that you think that this didn't come from someone who's not a Christian, but a Christian, and you don't expect to be treated that way by Christians. But I think that's what's kept my faith too, because if I really if I really was looking at people, I wouldn't be but I know that it's not about them, it's about God. And sometimes I do have a fight with him too, but
at the end of the day, it's not a sorry I'll call heaven.
Right.
This is all about you and your personal relationship with God. Sometimes it's good to have church, it's good to have a vision, a mission, whatever, and the regulations, the doctrine, whatever. But you can't overemphasize those over a personal relationship with God.
Yes.
And if it becomes about what's running, your rules and this and that, and that, it's not like, I don't know. Anyway.
I think we've just we have misplaced priorities, because the fellowship and the church is supposed to help build the relationship. So there should be a relationship first, not the other way around.
Yes. Yes.
But
sorry, even in the structure, no, who say, like I said, there's some places the Caribbean there may not be you kind of say Sunday school.
right.
And how are people learning that? Or
It's not common even.
the service is structured that the pastor gets the a longer time to preach and all that. But have people really? What did people do? Did we prepare ourselves before we came? Or we just came to sit there, right? Do we go back and ponder about what we heard, or we come there to socialize and network?
Show off our clothes.
Show off our clothes. No, dear. We all talk, and many people have lost their integrity and morals. Yeah. Let's say making people's actions irrelevant and being fixated on your relationship with God is what helps with coping. Yes. It's difficult for me to remain constant with Jehovah's Witness because of such things. I focus on me, my happiness, and my comfort than doctrine. I focus on being civil all around than religion and doctrines. Yes, we become Mamle, you've raised a very good point, because we've become more about religion.
Yes.
We become religious.
Yeah.
And it's not a religion and not relationship. That's the focus, because we are so, I say, Obronika and say, you have become dogmatic. No, this is what it is. If you deviate, no. If you can't do that.
No,
you can't do that. You see, we're really a lot of people. If the truth be told, a lot of people feel trapped in situations in churches, but they don't know how to break out of it, because if you try to do any of this, they'll label you until they are a bad person, they are this and they are that. You say, yeah. They are this and they are that. Yeah.
No,
the way you see yourself, they are labeling you. Say, hey, do you know how me Baba can say, Mom, hey, do you know what they think about what they are saying about you? And I go, oh, really? Now is that right? Yeah. But do I care?
no.
I think they just want to force their truth to be your truth. Like, accept their truth. By force.
Amajo, have you had an experience?
Don't say.
I say I don't like being a follower. It's part of my thing. Independent thinker and independent. Yeah. When I when I understood, when I got out and understood the real meaning of being responsible for your own spiritual life, what you just said became very important to me. Because we don't even get to go into church.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you going to do? What that till church opens, right? No. So I push myself. Yeah. Yeah. To us.
Oh, no, I was asking Amajo if she's had an experience, and if yes, how you went about it.
Yeah, Auntie, me, in terms of churches, I'm not that churchy type, My background is Catholic. Since I moved from that Ladies of Marshall and I came, I am not that churchy type. And when I settled down and I was like, yeah, this is the time, I think it's about time I draw closer to God. I feel like I have my children, I have to do my part at the church.
Right.
I don't do our own people style, so I have nothing much to say. I go to a church whereby people can wear their own pajamas and come to church. And come to church where nobody is judging anybody. Nobody is seeing anything wrong in what they are wearing. That is why I worship.
I also got Catholic experience, but
me too.
I needed more. So I went for more, and I'm okay with what I went with. It's just my commitment to it that I have to, but it's not about church. Or me call life church
A
in teacher.
particular.
Yeah.
Yes,
Even life church, crown normal Michelle. So you talk to you,
yes,
though,
Mr.
you know, they
Manchas. I got my Catholic experience, and that's it.
Okay. Um, Auntie, yeah, we have like 5 minutes. Can we go for the commercial break? Actually, 4 minutes.
oh, okay.
So that.
I see there are differences if you don't feel it, fine. Oh, hello.
Hi.
Welcome.
I'll talk
Okay.
to you after the show, okay? Love. Mhm.
Let me see. Okay. Oh, me go. Hello, and we are back. And again, the beauty of a woman's heart, you can find it on Amazon, US, Canada, Germany, Spain, France, Italy, and also in Novi Books as well. Reflections for a Thirsty Soul is on Amazon as well. Freezing Press, Google Books, Noble, Barnes and Nobles, and iTunes. This is a very good read. Not that I have any reviews yet, but please do go
Oh my!
review, like I
I
said.
can't believe myself.
Okay,
Yes.
write us a
Forgotten
review.
too.
Write us a review on the page. And
Mhm.
so, yes, there's a lot of people reading it now, and the reviews are just amazing. So please translate it to Amazon reviews, and I will be beholden to you. Where am I? Okay, yeah.
Whoa! Yeah. Yeah. Russell Hints on all social media platforms. It's at Yeah Russell Hints, and I'm all about 100% natural health and natural beauty enhancement. Um, well, I talked about feminine hygiene gel, the super feminine hygiene gel that actually balances the microbes of the vagina and takes away every infection and lots of benefits apart from that. And then I have um, the natural digestive enzyme and also food for yourself. And currently, I have a sanitary pad that actually fights infections
Wow.
and yes, and increases the circulation of oxygen. Oxygen. Oh, sorry, the circulation of blood actually.
Cool.
Also,
Yo, yeah.
also, also, it's you can't smell the blood. You know when you're in your menses, sometimes you do smell the blood. You would not smell anything. So Amajo, it's good I didn't send the package. I'll add that to it, and Auntie, yeah, I'll send some to you to try.
Sure.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Amajo, take it away.
Beauty.
Hey, I'm still online.
Amajo, it's your commercial.
Amajo, we're waiting.
I don't think she can see it.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
check
Yeah,
someone else first.
Shiloh'sKitchen.com. Please check my website. Oh, that's something from Shiloh's Kitchen. Thank you.
Okay.
Them boys, they are here.
Okay, hang on. So, Miss Adjoa Odomensa page on Fridays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. She has a program. Join her for inspiration, motivation, and education. As well, on Saturdays at 3 p.m., she does a marriage program with Reverend Samuel Okoso. It is numero uno, perfecto. Please join them, okay? And we have Dreamers and Visionary with the beautiful and illustrious Pastor Patience Edwards. Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. It is awesome. And sageshade.com. So Miss Sage has a variety of lovely t-shirts. Ajuodo exhibits a lot of them on her programs on Saturdays. There's shea butter, creams, and then there's jewelry. Just marvelous things. Miss Sage, the Canadians are waiting. And then we have EPA Worldwide, YouTube, Miss Mamle Yoko Godwin's marvelous teachings on parental alienation. Let's see. I think let's miss well, give me a sec. I'm trying to find. Okay. Lunchtime talks with Miss Awomrekua on Fridays at 1 p.m. UK time. I believe that would be BST. So it would be 12 GMT. And our time, well, early in the morning, 6 o'clock, we wake up to go watch it. Juice Plus and Avon, Sister Aisha Ankara. So aishaankara.juiceplus.com. Check her out for all her products. Thank you. I think I've covered everybody. And hang on, let's do this. Where are we? Check out some of the lovely products that I showed you last week. Hang on. I'm looking at the wrong things. So here's a lovely phone case for you. Some t-shirts. There's beauty bottles. I'm going to put in my order this week. I should try and do that and not forget. Okay. So there, let me see. Let me get off and then we can get back on the program. Yeah.
Yes.
There's comments, so I'm going to read them and then there's a few comments. Oh, Mamle says, let's see. My dad is Catholic and mom Jehovah Witness, but dad passed on very early, so stuck with JW groundings. Okay. Adjoa says, increase the volume and bam, because there seem to be a lot of followers when it comes to foolishness in our society, communities, like they have no mind of their own. Sister Mamle Yoko Godwins. Lately, the church are pushing people away and they need to do better because COVID-19 changed everything. Yes. And Mamle says, oh my gosh, shame on all of us. LOL. Yep. And Aisha says, amazing Yabi Russell. And then Miss Sage says, thanks, Miss Ya. Here ya. Alrighty.
Oh, the Canadians.
Yeah, the Canadians are waiting. The majority of people do not know how to break the cycle of unhealthy relationships, marriages, negative habits, toxic environment, and dysfunctional characters because it's their comfort zones. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah, it means
Yes. Okay. So this could easily have been my story. Thankfully, God has given me a backbone of steel to withstand pressure. I know I am not liked because I speak the truth.
As if I care.
Yeah. It saddens me, but we are not about pleasing men, only God. So
Yeah.
I trust he's still watching out for me. It is well. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
A backbone of steel, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You have to be able to do that. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're going to stay in the church and stand for truth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, the second reflection is, how do you deal with the bitterness that comes from discouragement? Hmm.
I wrote,
From
I
Hannah.
cry, I beat myself, and move on.
You what?
Yeah, I said I wrote, I cried, I beat myself, and then I move on. I pick up the pieces and face tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do withdraw too, eh?
Mm-hmm.
I withdraw and then I have to actually think about whatever happened and my part in it as well, because
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah, I have to think about that too, because sometimes you realize that maybe you played a part in it and you're
Mm-hmm.
not as bitter as
Yeah.
you turn out to be. But yeah, it has to be intentional. You have to take account of whatever happened and then work at it, because bitterness, they say, only hurts you, not
Mm-hmm.
whoever you're bitter at. Just like anger,
Mm-hmm.
even it's even worse, I guess, bitterness, because it makes you
Yeah.
feel very helpless and I don't know. Auntie, yeah.
You know what we like when the leaders or whatever got to know that, got a sense that, oh, people wanted to leave, or people like us, then you'd hear things like this, that, oh, because I guess when we're in our own environments, we are busy doing things, being active in the church. So, oh, I can't see how you can go somewhere else and be a pew warmer. And it kept being said, I can't see how you can go somewhere and be a pew warmer. But let me put it this way, there's times and seasons.
Right.
There's times, those times, like even the first church that I was in, when it started, I was there, that first church, the first Ghana church. So you give your all, you think, oh, but you don't realize that later it's their church, And they say, we tend to say that you think you are part of something, but later you start to realize that, oh, after all,
The
it's
sole
not it's
proprietorship.
not about God, it's about sole proprietorship or whatever
Mm-hmm.
it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so then you come into the second place, you are busy pushing. That's a season. There's a season when you are in it, you are pushing and all that. But we forget too that God brought you on this earth to do something.
Something else. Yeah.
So for me, with all the pain of being in this environment for all this time, I learned some things from it, good and bad. It's not all bad, right?
Right.
But the thing about it is that I realized that if I'd continued to sit in those environments, I'd have been sitting and marking time, wasting my time, because in getting out, I was able to do this. And
Mm-hmm.
God, look, and the environment that we come from, and this is why I say I don't understand how we apply or think through what we read in the Bible, because they make you feel bad for talking about yourself, that you did something and you're, oh, and yes, oh, there be when you do this.
Yeah.
You were brought on this earth for a reason. There's something you should be doing. I mean, for one, my husband, walking around, being miserable till the day you die. You're supposed to do something, impact people's lives. And
Yes.
if you're in an environment where people refuse to, or are afraid to, or can't bring it out of you, there is a problem. And sometimes you need to leave to find liberty or to find your sanity. And I had to do it. So I don't regret doing it, because I'm in my 60s. I can't just keep sitting there. No,
Yes.
it doesn't work. No.
So when you say that, they say they don't see you being just a pew warmer in another church, does it mean that it means they recognize what's in you, but they just did not want to use it?
Yeah, but they're trying to also tease that, oh, kwa weni nje wo ho.
Oh, I
Like,
see.
because you're going to be a pew woman, you'll not be
Right.
active. And what will you be doing? I say,
Yeah.
what will you be doing, or all this or all that? No. I'm somebody, I like prayers, and it's not about first or giddy, but I have where I go for that. Like
Exactly.
I
Yes.
pray myself, I don't need to be, and then nobody's going to come and bother me that, oh, here. I sometimes wonder when a wannabe so-called counselors demean women and make foolish, baseless claims that women are born for marriage. Like if and only fools, in my personal opinion, will listen to such disrespectful talk. Yeah, well, the thing about it is, says who? Says who? Like, is that all? Right? And then Aisha says, I accept people for who they are and learn something new from that discouragement, but it does not affect me at all. Hell no.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
So, I think we can start summarizing or rounding up for today.
yeah.
Amajo, you want to go, or I can go and you go, and Auntie I would
Yeah, you go first.
conclude. Okay. So today it's been about discouragement, a bitter pill, and we've talked about friends or people we can trust. We've looked at some of the, I would say, characteristics, or yeah, characteristics of those friends, and they are not necessarily the same as you, because I have two, which today I'm finding out I'm very lucky, because sometimes you take these things for granted. But if I look at their characteristics, I see that they are open people, they are non-judgmental. I think that's one of the traits to look out for. So in finding friends or in surrounding yourself with people, we have to be intentional. We have to look at what's important to us, what we value. And in this case, it's openness for me, being non-judgmental. And in the church, if you are a Christian and you go to church, just remember that it's all about your relationship with God. And whatever else is supposed to help make that grow. So if anything is making it go down or making you feel bad about your relationship with God, then it's not worth it. If you have to leave, you leave. If you can stay in there and still be true to yourself, you stay, because it's not about any human being in there. I guess that's what I have to say.
Before you go on, Amajo, Mamle says they want to eat their cake and have it, make you feel unwelcome, yet force you to accept that it's in your interest to remain. Chop
Yes,
kisses.
exactly.
Bam, bam, bam. That is it right there. You summed
Very
it up
manipulative.
very well. Go to the top of the class. Ajo say there are more negative attention seekers than inspirational, motivational speaking within our. It is true. I know they.
Yeah,
It's sad, but
very
yeah.
true. Okay. Amajo, I think you can go.
I also think we have turned out to be people pleasers too much. To the point whereby you don't feel like being there, but because of a friend or two people being there, so you have to force yourself to be there by force. I think it's about time things are changing. It's about time you search within you and tell yourself that, hey, I think I have to be there because of anything, and just find a place to do what you think will bring faith and truth to you, rather than just trying to do it or go to where you are not even happy or even accepted. For why some people know that this group that I am, I don't really like it, or this church is not working for me, but they still have to go there because for the sake of others people going there, they still want to.
Yeah.
For why, I don't know. But they
Or
are
what
there,
people
they are
will
not
say.
happy. It's not working for them.
Yeah.
Their tithe is not big enough, so they are not getting accepted as it will be, but they are still there.
Amajo,
And
your
for
tithe
why,
can be
I
big, but
don't
they
know.
still won't accept you
But I
too.
pray.
It's true. When they find you to be a threat to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 So it's all about you accepting yourself that much enough, being truthful yourself enough to accept the fact that I don't think I belong here. And it's human feeling, you know. We all feel it. If you don't belong, you don't belong. I feel if I don't belong, I'm gone. I don't waste a second. Even if I feel I belong, if I don't want to be there, I'm gone. I will
Yeah.
not waste too much time. And if we can all find that ground, then we can be a little easier on ourselves and we'll take discouragement in a different level. Other than the way it is nowadays, where before we didn't any you see TV on their faces, you told me this, you said that, they've forgotten the laughing moment altogether, the happiness altogether, then that is why you said this, you said that, and not that. No. If you can accept the truth, willingly to your heart, and no, I do not belong, and find your own way, then you understand that you don't have to be there. So yeah, let's be truthful to ourselves, just until you said, and I think that's how it have to be. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
So yes, we've been talking about discouragement. Discouragement is part of life. Life is not always rosy, but how do you handle the discouragements when they come? That is the main thing. And my context was that I was in a church situation and going through some emotional,
Yeah.
mental pain, whatever. So this is why I wrote what I did. But you are your own person. You should not allow anybody to take over your life. Sometimes in our context, we allow our churches or our authorities or whoever they may be in our lives to take over our lives, and we become mindless and we don't think for ourselves. You don't know that it is okay to say that maybe there's a women's meeting or a church meeting today, but I can't go and I am not going. It should not be viewed as, oh, we are doing things and you don't come. Maybe you are working, whatever, maybe you just don't want to come. You have a commitment with your kids to take them on something, to some program, and that's the only day that program is running. There's choices that we make, and we need to be allowed to live our lives. I remember when I was in Abrafwa, sorry, when the children were younger, summertime you hear, oh, we are going here, yeah, koha, yeah, faha. Until one more day, when you are in those places, summer dua, you don't see people around because we've gone off different
Yeah.
times. Always people going and coming.
That's true.
Yeah. But it's like one could be crying now also to buy a car park and be that day.
Yeah,
No, it's
on
a problem.
some.
You can't do it. Yes.
Programming is wrong.
Story should be your life, and that is it. Like, you know, our life is divided into different compartments, or church can't be everything.
Mm-hmm.
Before you quote me out of context, I'll say it again. Church can be everything. As for the church, God is inside you. You are walking with you can be praying. I'm walking around there, I'm
Yes.
praying in my head. You don't know what I'm doing. So
Yes.
it's not physically going to being always at the church that makes you a good Christian.
Exactly.
Yes. It's a relationship.
Yeah.
You have compartments of your life and you know what, but God is overall. For me, my faith is overall, but at the same time, you need to be practical.
Yeah.
We need to be very practical about life because we've been fed or told a bunch of things that you find out later that you are becoming clueless or mindless. because somebody else was running your life. God gave you wisdom. You can sit and be praying and praying and praying for a husband. But if you don't go where the husbands are, how will somebody see you for you to make any connections? We've been fed this thing that we should just pray and pray and manna will fall from heaven. That is a big ticket for discouragement and bitterness. Look, I've had people tell me things that I didn't know. Say, about books and this and that. Okay, when they told me at the time that it was said to me, it was in process. If I wasn't already doing it now, I say, nah, okay, how am I going to get there? It seems far-fetched. Nyankopon won't do anything without your participation. Enti munjai se mode asofo akata moni so na ye ka bibia. Help yourself, work hard. When discouragement comes, learn how to cope with it. Don't let it drive you into depression. But in all what I'm talking about, always honor yourself. Be truthful to yourself. As the saying goes, to thine own self be true. So I will leave it. I'll read some comments and I just say because many lack self-love, self-assurance, self-confidence, self-value. Amajo. And then the next one says many have no identity. We saw that because they limited themselves and gave their power. Yes. Aisha said we need to stop trying to control things we can't control when discouragement knocks at the door. Also say repetition
you're so right about that.
Church can't be everything because the Creator himself took only Sunday to rest after working 6 days of the week. Common sense is not so common for many. Shaking my head.
That's what it is.
Church because I told the priest because of my son, I'm having a relationship with God near my dining table, and he always called to check on us. Yes. You see? Thank you. So, ladies, let's be positive. Like you owe yourself to live your best life. You owe it to yourself. Don't let anybody take away that from you. Otherwise, you are a puppet or you are in bondage. Always seek liberty. If it doesn't feel right to you, it doesn't sound right to you, there's something wrong. Get out, run. Okay. So anyway, yes, thank you, ladies. So it's been a slice. We thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
For your positive contributions. Ajuodo, Aisha, Mamle, and Miss Sage. Why be on a mammy sino? Nana Kose, yes. And anybody else we missed or anybody coming?
Love Johnson.
Yes, Love Johnson. Thank you. So on Tuesday at 6:30, I'll be on with Practical Nyamisem. Hey, Aisha, don't let me get religious on you and say don't blaspheme.
It's next to her Bible. Yeah, it's true.
Oh, thank you. In the way Nana, what's it?
It's like a manual now.
Yes.
Look at the topic when you're going through something. You look at the contents and see what topic will go with whatever you're going through.
Yes. So this is what I'm saying. If I hadn't got that memo, I wouldn't have branched out and done this. Don't waste your life.
Right.
This I'm here to give a testimony. Say, sometimes people who are supposed to nurture you and bring out your gifts, they fail to do it. They fail to do so, and maybe woefully, I might add. But if you are not strong, like me, that I refuse to give up, you just put yourself in a box and then you are depressed for till time immemorial because you know there's something you should be doing that you are not doing. Don't do that to yourself ever. Never, ever. Thank you, ladies. Thank you for all your support. And please, like I said, write us a review on Amazon and also write a review for the page. Love you all. We'll be back on Tuesday. Thank you, ladies.
Bye.
Bye.